Hi, it's Cassandra Scherer again. I'm going to do something a little bit different this week. I know I promised last week that I would read chapter 3 of my novel, The Stone Doorway. But I wanted to touch base on something that is quite a big theme in the beginning part of the book, which is bullying. It is why, and I do plan on touching more on it in book 2, it is why Tori is so afraid and so inside herself. I think everyone at some point in their life has been bullied. I know I have. And so that's what I'd like to talk about today is when I was bullied and bullying that I've witnessed. My life was a little bit up and down. I had an amazing childhood. Grew up on a farm. It was fantastic. But we had a tragedy in the family when I was 14, and we were forced to move across the country. We moved to a very small town in Colorado. And when I started school there, I was probably a little depressed. I'd never been anywhere else in my life. And within the first few weeks of school, I'd made a couple friends, but I was asked to the homecoming dance by the most popular kid in our grade. This was sophomore year, and he was on the varsity soccer team, and he was, set to be the valedictorian of our class. And if he's watching this, he probably knows who it is. He knows who I'm talking about, because we're still Facebook friends. And a lot of the girls in our class hated me because of that. Now, at the time, I thought it was me. It was something to do with me. Like, there was something wrong with me because of the way they were treating me. I would walk by them in the hallway or walk by them in class, and they would call me a slut. They would call me just horrible names. They said awful things about me. And, I drove a bright yellow car. It was my first car. And they were always talking bad about it and how stupid it was. Now, none of them drove. But, looking back, of course, now with an adult mind and hindsight being 2020, I know now a lot of that bullying was due to jealousy. But bullying is motivated by so many things. And if you're going through it now, it could be motivated by jealousy. It could be motivated by you just being different than the person who's bullying you. It could be because it's something inside the bully. It's some insecurity that they need to make people feel bad about themselves, to feel good about themselves. So that went on for almost a full school year. We didn't live there very long, then we moved to another town. And by the time I got to the new school, I was already preparing myself to be bullied again, and I was kind of on a different path. And so I was kind of on a different path, and I ended up kind of becoming angry and, acting out. But another bullying incident that really sticks out is when I was in 6th grade. I'm not going to name, I'm just going to use bland names because I don't want anyone getting in trouble years later or feeling bad. So we had a girl in our school, in our grade, who was... She was in the had a lower socioeconomic status. Someday she came to school, and you could tell she had not bathed in probably a couple days. I don't think she was able to. So sometimes you could really tell, just being close to her. She got picked on a lot. And it was like the Friday or Thursday before we got let out for Christmas break. And the teacher came in and made a big deal about how he had a Christmas present for a student, and basically made a big presentation of giving her this beautiful basket of soap and deodorant and lotion. And the whole class laughed. Now, not the whole class, like myself, the girl I was sitting next to, A couple other people in the class, obviously, they saw what I saw, that it wasn't funny. But, we were sixth grade, so what, we were 11, 12. None of us spoke up because, at this point, he was laughing. He thought it was funny. None of us wanted the teacher to turn his wrath upon us. So we all just kind of looked down and was like, oh my gosh. I still feel bad I didn't say anything, but again, I was 11. And when you are watching a teacher, an adult, you're supposed to trust to a certain extent, bully and humiliate one of your fellow classmates, you don't want that spotlight moved to you. So she went running out of the classroom, and then the day just went on. I remember I went home and I didn't tell my parents. I don't know what they could have done at that point, but I still feel bad that I didn't say something. So when we went back to school after Christmas break, the first thing he did when he walked into class was say, well, thanks, Susie. That wasn't her name, but thanks, Susie. You got me in trouble. So the poor girl still had to be in his class. She had gone to the office after leaving crying, and then had, told the office. The office called her parents called the school. Round and round we go. They never removed her from that class. They put her back in the class of her abuser, which is so sad. And I often wonder what happened to her. I hope life got better for her, because it should, for people who were treated that cruelly. And I know that today bullying is even worse, and some kids have it much worse, and things like that happen on a daily basis, and I am sorry. But tell someone. Tell someone what's going on. I know it's hard. My own daughter has had problems with bullying almost every year that she's been in school. Last year, we finally didn't have any issues. And it took her a while to first tell me. Just tell someone. Reach out. There are things that people can do to help. And when I was writing my book, I kind of thought there was a deeper story to tell than, just these kids finding themselves in somewhere new. I haven't gotten to that part of the book yet. But I wanted to show that everybody has strength inside them. Everybody can stand up and fight for themselves. Everybody can be their own hero. You just need to reach down deep enough and find it. I hope this helps, even if it shows one person that you're not alone. There are people out there to help you, I promise. So that's it for my video this week. I'll be back next week and I'll read chapter 3. That'll be the last chapter I read. And if you guys have any questions, comments, put them below, and I'll put the link to my website, my blog, and my book in the description. Have a good day.